So this is 2018, December 31st, out here, little town in Tennessee. Got the flag flying proudly there. It's actually very windy. Can't tell right now because it's just quit. But it's been real windy here this whole ride. An old house, abandoned house over there. Look at that. That took a long time to build. Pretty big place. Looks like it caught fire. Anyways, the temperature's around 60s. It's in the 60s for sure, which is real nice on the bike. Big South Fork, 16 miles. They got whitewater rafting there, camping, dirt bike, trails. They got a big party every year called Brimstone something or other in Brimstone. One year it had, a couple years ago, it had Hank Williams Jr. And but anyways, they got pretty famous bands that come up there. It's like a weekend. You can bring your four-wheeler, dirt bike, motorcycles, side-by-sides, go camping. So it's a pretty cool party. But they got that in the sometimes in the late summer, early fall. You might want to check that out online. But anyways, there we go. Here's the wind. So it's super windy a little while ago. Now it's raining. There's a branch right there. But there's quite a few trees you're going to see that went across the road. And where they had flooding, you'll see a whole bunch of where the water comes down. Well, you can see it on the side of this road, and these little canals pushed a lot of debris right in the way. I'm gonna let that car get up ahead of me so it doesn't keep spraying my camera. You probably can't even see through this lens. I don't know, but I'll let him get up ahead of me a little ways. Anyways, that used to be the post office back in the old days. Right there. Where it was on that spot. There used to be a restaurant up here somewhere. That's a bunch of kudzu right there. And that stuff takes over everything. Well, you could probably tell by looking at it. Anyways, these are some really cool curves if you got a sport bike. Like I used to have a couple sport bikes. And it was fun coming across here. Every day when I'd go to work, when I rode, man, there's some debris right there, what I was telling you. But every day, man, this is the nice curvy road I got to take, so it's a blast on a sport bike. This bike's what I call a standard bike, and it goes pretty good in these curves, but not quite like a sport bike, but it's still a lot of fun. The cruiser isn't as fun on these roads because you never feel planted, you know. You don't feel quite as planted with a cruiser as you do on this or a sport bike, either one. At one point this road fell off. The entire half of the road just fell right off. Right up here, I'll show you in a minute. And they come by and put some gunite, I think is what it's called, concrete down through here. But look at how steep this stuff is. But on up here, I don't think this was it. This might have been it. But the whole road fell off. No, that's not the spot. Look at that big gnarly bottom of that tree right there. But yeah, the whole road fell off somewhere's up here, and they fixed it. And when I first moved here, there was only a couple of places that had guardrail. So you really had to watch what you was doing, or you'd end up down in one of them ravines in your car. One guy ended up down here in Tennessee upside down in his car, and he was hung on a seatbelt. It took him a while to find him, but they finally found him in his car because you can't, he was looking over the bank, you know. But anyways, now they got it all fully guardrailed. I think back back there is where the road, half the road fell off, it was. But that'd be pretty scary coming down through here and all of a sudden your half of the road is just gone. Yeah, it was back there where I showed you. Anyways, the interstate's right up there. I-75. And the old timers said that way back in the day when they started that interstate, because half that road fell off, the entire northbound lane disappeared down a ravine like that. And it took them a few months to fix it. And everybody had to come up this old road right here. There was traffic, semi-trucks, people wrecking, semi-trucks running over the guardrails there. It was a real mess. But anyways, way up there is Interstate 75, and that's Jellicoe Mountain. Keeps on going up from here. But this is, I'm not sure what the altitude is, but the temperature is usually about 5 degrees colder year round, no matter what time of year it is, than let's say Knoxville. There's an old house right there. A lot of these old timers are gone now, but I used to hear a lot of stories about life back here. This was the southeast largest tannery, was in this little town up here that I'll go through in a minute. They had the southeast largest tannery. I just hit that little chunk of log right there. And this used to have elk here. And then about 10-ish years ago, they reintroduced them. So there's still elk here sometimes, you'll see. And wild turkeys, that field usually has, you'll see wild turkeys. There's lots of wild turkeys here now. Coyotes, deer, and black bear is in this area. They actually got a hunting season for black bear. What's this guy doing? You can turn any moment now, buddy. Alright, there's a tree that fell. Look at that. That ain't even the worst one. There's another one up here. I'm in 5th gear. I'm going to go back down to 4th. I went arrowhead hunting in that field right there. It used to be a field back in the day. Found some really interesting arrowheads. A few of them. Somebody told me about that field, and they used to farm it, have a garden, you know, homestead. And I found a couple Indian arrowheads up there and on my property. Look here, a flock of birds. Nice big valley that does flood here occasionally. This whole area gets flooded, which is why they put that cemetery up high on that hill right there. Of course, when I moved here, there wasn't no cell phone towers, so that's pretty new. That's a nice field there. Some old houses. Anyways, this is a nice little straight stretch of the road. Speed limit's 45, but oh, I'm breaking the law. 52. Somewhere's up there's a sod farm. This bridge is brand new. This used to be real narrow. When the interstate was down, people would hit that bridge, so they tore it down and built a new wide bridge, which makes it real nice. Then there was a street light there for months and months, man. So you'd be out here in the middle of nowhere, you'd have to stop. There's a dead dog. You'd have to stop and wait for the light. Of course, there's nobody coming, but it was on a timer, so you had to just wait. Here's the sod farm up here. There's a nice log cabin back there. There's the sod farm. All that over there is sod farm. Straight ahead of me. There it is. bars are okay. They're taller than I'm used to. I'm used to the sport bike, so my hands would be down lower, you know, kind of like drag bars. But this is okay. It makes you set up straighter. I got some highway pegs here on the front. Put your legs out, get tired. Yeah, that's comfortable. I'd like to have forward controls though if I have my feet out like that, because you never know when you have to stop. There's an elk been right there in that field. Big old elk over there. There's some old vehicles. Built in the 50s. I've had deer run right out in front of me right here, go right up that little side of the hill. Let's go right here. This is where the old town was, where they had the tannery. Built. I'll come down here already on my video, but American Legion, that used to be also a post office years ago. That's an old house. I like that house, man. It's like the perfect size little house. Easy to heat, easy to maintain. I like that building. Rough cut lumber. Railroad track. I'm going to go up the dirt road here in a minute. That's some steep walking right there. You can make it up there, but that is steep, steep cliffs. Old bridge, old railroad bridge. This for a song. I think he paid, seems like $50,000 for all this that you see right here on the right hand side. Of course it didn't have all them buildings on it. It had that though. But there's elk up here sometimes too. Pretty owns all the way up the interstate. You can see the semi trucks up there going right now. And they don't even realize, imagine that. Semi trucks is right there, and they have no clue how close they are to a cliff. Basically, that's a big cliff right there. See it? See that semi truck going up there? And he's literally on a cliff, and he has no clue. There's a car. They know that they can see this big valley. They know they're up high. But they do not know they're up there in a cliff. And I can see the guardrail. You can see the semi trucks zipping on through and some cars. But yeah, that's craziness. And it's even worse up there where them cliffs are. You can see them rocks way up there. That's the interstate right up there. But yeah, so hopefully you can see another semi truck coming through. Nice field, but like I say, this guy, if I'm not mistaken, he paid like 50 grand for all this. I think he's got like 150 acres, something like that. It's a good time to be vaping right now, so. But anyways, I don't see no semi trucks coming through, so hopefully you saw the last one that was up there. Stand up for a minute. See that little whirlwind, them leaves blowing straight up. See them leaves going straight up in the air. whirlwind right there. Anyways, do a lot of blackberry picking out through this field. Lots of blackberries out here. And like, I think it's around June, July. Hot as fire, but you can get a lot of blackberries. Make some blackberry jelly. Here's the dirt road. Sun's peeking out there. This thing handles good, man. I'm really surprised how good it handles on dirt. I've been down a few dirt roads. This thing handles good. I'm not going that fast, about 20. Put it third gear. I think that's third. It's got pretty good brakes. Like I said, this is kind of like a standard bike. Back in the 80s, a lot of bikes was designed about like this, you know, same geometry. People put saddlebags on them, windshield like I got, different handlebars. You'd make it your bike, different foot pegs, you know, they still do, but stuff was a lot cheaper back then. Harley's got a bad reputation back then, because back in the day, a lot of guys went to swap meets and they'd buy used parts and they'd put them on their bikes. Well, they was already worn out when they bought them, you know. So they'd put worn out parts on their bikes. You know, you had your fingers crossed when you bought something at a swap meet. But if your bike wasn't running, you got it running, you know, it might not be the most reliable, but yeah, that's how come these old bikes got bad reputations. They just didn't spend the money they do on motorcycles back then. You know, not even a lot of people rode back then. Now everybody's got a bike, and they got all kinds of aftermarket stuff at the dealer, well, actually factory produced stuff at the dealerships, but it's so expensive. But all these new bikes have aluminum jugs, aluminum heads. You know, they'll get 100,000 miles with no problem on these Harleys here. Kind of like BMWs back in the day. The only bikes that you ever seen with that many miles really was like BMW. They had a reputation. Then when the Goldwing came out, they had some high mileage bikes too. So those were about the only two. And then when Harley came out with these Evo motors, you started seeing people get 100,000 miles on them, you know. Anyways, I'd trust this thing. Once I have it for a little bit longer, I'll trust it a little bit better. But right now, really, I wouldn't care to take this thing to Florida. I'd ride this straight to Florida. I don't think I'd have any problems at all. It has given me no issues other than what I caused with the gas line kink, because it was too long. Now it's got a new petcock on there, so that's not a problem. No gas leaking down on everything. Runs real good. Needs new tires. If I had new tires on here, I wouldn't have any worries. And they're tubeless tires too, so that's kind of cool. If you ever change tires on a bike, you'll know tubeless is the way to go. Anyways, I'm gonna stop this video right here. Appreciate you taking a ride with me. I've enjoyed it. So get out there and get on your bike, whatever bike you got. Go on Craigslist. Some of them bikes you can get cheap, $500, $600, $700, and some of them run. They might be old Jap bikes, but if you can get it running, man, you can sure get your money's worth, I'll tell you that.